Welcome to the Ganmain Sports Ground.
So good afternoon, everybody. We're back here at the Ganmain Sports Ground, the den for this clash today for the Lions versus the Griffith Swans. The Lions are fresh from that victory against the Wagga Tigers at Robertson Oval. Once again this afternoon, got Baz Leffler working the gear here, his assistant Tammy, and our game commentator Andrew Corbett. Andrew, the toss has just been taken. What's happened there?
I just didn't see the result of that toss, Guy. I was meaning to
That's all right,
but got distracted. But
we'll soon find out. The earlier games a little bit affected. The southern end will be the favoured end. The breeze might have dropped a little bit, but it's been a strong gustly wind from the north to northeast, so it's favoured the Waterview Street end of the ground, but both sides will get a crack at it, and but if you've got the wind early, you'd probably like to get a jump and get a start on with it, Andrew, in case it dies off.
Yeah, that's right, Guy. It's sort of gusting up and down. It could drop off as the day draws on. So we're up to this round 4 clash between Griffith Swans and Ganmain Grong Lions. Griffith having played the 2 games and had a bye and had a loss last week to Leeton and previously to Collingully. Ganmain coming off a huge upset against Wagga Tigers, Anzac Day clash at Robertson Oval, and their first game was a defeat here against Coolman. So they'll be looking to continue on that good form they had in that game on Saturday twilight. They debuted 3 young players in that game, Charlie Smith, Blair Walsh and Cooper Higgins. Out of the side today, Cooper Higgins and Billy Burns have returned to their boarding school, Xavier in Melbourne. So into the side today is Jed Corbett and Zach Burhop, who was unavailable last week. Jed Corbett coming back from injury he sustained in the Coolman game. So we look for a pretty entertaining game here. 2 important players to watch in Griffith's side is Jack Rousting, having his first game, captain coach of the Griffith Swans. And in the ruck, Nathan Richards. Although they lost last week to Leeton, he had a huge game. I think something like 58 hit-outs and 28 or so clearances. He'll be a player that the Lions ruck division will have to try and curb. So he's pretty dominant there. And they've got a few young fellas that have come into their side as well. They're blooding a few young players, so they'll be looking for them to put in a good performance. As the players are lining up, the Lions are kicking to the dam end, the northern end, into the breeze in this first quarter. The Swans kicking to the road end. They'll have the advantage of that breeze, although it's probably not quite as strong as what it was in the reserves and under 18.
So a draw in the earlier games, a draw in the under-18s, a late draw, right on the siren, a draw, and the Lions reserves had a resounding win, 87-39 in the second grade.
So probably a long time since we've seen a draw here at Ganmain Sports Ground as Richards wins the first tap. Down to Jack Rouston, clearance out of the centre here for the Swans. Up high is Jack Sussay, the ball's on the ground there, gathered by Barter for Griffith, and he's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up about 30 metres out from goal. So those are 2 players there they'll have to watch. Someone slow to get to their feet there for the Lions.
So there'll be a hold up here inside the first 30 seconds of the play, as that player is...
Jack Sussay's on the ground there at the moment.
Gets up gingerly. Jack throws himself into every contest, so not surprising he's going to come off second best occasionally, but he looks to be right. He's
going to come off and be assessed. His umpire throws it up. Dan Madden wins the tap. The ball's on the ground there. Players diving in on top of it. And it'll be another ball up. Madden wins the tap. Down to Butterfield. He gets his handball away and it's held up again there. Hard to think that last week Richards could win 58 hit-outs. There'll be 58 ball-ups, but already we've had 4 here. And Seb Hamlin gets a hand pass out into the pocket there to Zach Burhop. He goes to clear this out of the fence. takes one bounce, kicks long across down the wing looking for Sid White. Had a great game against Wagga Tigers, takes the mark. He plays on quickly looking for Dan Foley. One-on-one there, the ball's on the ground. Higgery gathers, gets a quick hand pass but doesn't hit his target. Ball's on the ground again. He tries to pick it up. He's tackled, gets a hand pass on to Dan Madden. He kicks one high and it's marked by Griffith there. Umpire calls play on, not 15, and he swings her out on his left. Finds Sam Foley on that half-back flank. Clears it up to the wing long and finds Billy Evans there. Gets one over the top. Coming in to meet it is Jack Reynolds. Also performed very well for the Lions. He gathers, breaks away from his opponent, chips one short and finds Butterfield on the wing. Hand passes back to Jack Reynolds. Jake Underwood, he just couldn't pick that one up. Son of Dan, he dives in on top of this one. Griffith clear the ball forward. Under it is Jack Reynolds, but it's marked there by one of the Bennetts. 3 Bennetts in this side today for Griffith. The ball goes forward. It goes over the top of Tom Quinn. Trying to pick it up is Nate Hamlin. Gets his hand pass off the ground. Ball's still in dispute there. Players diving in on top of it. And umpire call for a ball up.
So we're 3 minutes in, no score here at the Gamoon Sports Ground.
Gathered by Shannon Butterfield. He kicks wide looking for Jed Corber. The ball's just out of his reach. He gathers. Kicks it around the corner on his right, looking for Aaron Proctor. Umpires awarded a free kick downfield for a late tackle. He's going to send this long, looking for Dan Foley. He's got the superior height there on his opponent, and he takes the mark. Good use of the body, and he'll have the Lions' first shot on goal. He's about 30 metres out on a slight angle.
Yeah, Dan Foley, front position there, Andrew. The ball being kicked into the wind. It's going to favour that front position when we're attacking at that northern end. That's happened all day. Takes a while for some players to wake up to it. We're right behind Dan as he comes in. He keeps it fairly low trajectory, straight over the goal umpire's head for the first major of the game here at the Gamoon Sports Ground.
Dan Foley awarded the Lions best player last week in the clash against Wagga Tigers. They had a real team of contributors. They went in on the back of the Anzac Day build-up with the past coaches that fought in the war, the Second World War, Ron Sims and Norm LeBron. And they played as a team, they played as a united unit, and they were just the better side in the end, having a 14-point victory against Tigers. The ball goes up, Richards taps that one down, and going in low and hard is Nate Hamlin, but the umpire's going to call for a ball up.
Yeah, President Ben said it was the best win since the 2022 premiership, Andrew.
Yes, there was a lot of jubilation from the Lions supporters as the Lions clear this one out of the centre. Going high, under this is Jed Corbett, takes a good mark. He plays on quickly, he's tackled as he kicks the ball. Balls rolls forward there, gathered by Rouse, and he's wrapped up in a tackle
all
by...
day. He'll be penalised.
Yep, good tackle by Aaron Proctor there.
No talk from his Swans teammate.
He had another courageous game last week. His father, Matt, travelled up from the south coast and to see him play.
Really has an off game, Andrew.
Oh, he's very reliable. Chips one short, finds Tom Anderson on a strong lead. He's a little bit closer, but a tighter angle.
The breeze is coming over his left shoulder, so he's got to allow for that. Experienced footballer, shouldn't have any problem. So right foot, drop punt. Hadn't made the distance, ball still in dispute. Griffith now clear it out of the back line with a clearing kick.
Jack Reynolds gathers it, a little short hand pass to Lucas Hattie, swings around on his right, looking for Shannon Butterfield. Grabbed by Jed Corbett, he swings out and right, he can send this long into the goal square, but it's gone over the top of the pack. Racing out to the boundary line is Sid White, and it's out of bounds on that far pocket.
Throw in, left back pocket for the Lions, right in front of the Harris boys, they're contracting. They're probably massively busy today with the prospect of rain coming, which we desperately need.
Umpire throws it in. Richards front position, gathers. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Dan Foley. And the umpire's caught with the ball. And Dan Foley will go back and have another shot on goal.
Just a little bit of venturous there from the Griffith ruckman, thinking he'd get away with that.
Good news to see Jack Sussay returning to the field after that clash in the first moments of the game.
Yeah, he's an important figure in that Lions back line. Dan Foley, I like it because the goal umpire doesn't move. Goal to the Lions, second goal to the Lions, northern end of the ground. Against a reasonably strong breeze.
A good start for the Lions. I'm sure Griffith will respond. He's got some experienced heads in the centre of the ground there. Sam Foley, Nathan Richards.
Yes, I think we can remember, Andrew, over the years, Nathan Richards picking up heaps of possessions here at the Den.
Yes, him and Jack Rowson had a year at Corora Rutherglen last year as Richards grabs this out of the ruck, kicks this one long forward, sitting under it is Jake Underwood. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Griffith there, but he's wrapped up in a tackle, Dean Bennett. Some of the Bennett boys returned to Griffith this year from Colliambley. Ball's thrown up. Madden taps that down, backwards looking for Jake Underwood. He can't get his kick away. And a good tackle there on Barter from the Lions, and the umpire will ball it up.
So this will be the third ball up, and haven't gone 10 metres.
Madden taps that forward, and that's another ball up.
We're fast on the way to picking up that ball up stats that you picked up on, Andrew.
Yes, we certainly would get past 60 at the current rate, Guy. The umpire calls for another ball up. And he's awarded a free kick there.
Yeah, he's had enough of this, so I said I'll break this up.
Free kick to Luke DeManuel there for a hold from Dan Madden. Chance for Griffith to put their first score on the board.
That's another one of those long-term MIA surnames, Andrew.
Yes, yep. Kicks looks good off the boot, and it's a goal.
Yeah, lovely left foot kick. So the Swans have got their opening goal. The Lions are 2 goals straight, 12. The Swans 1 goal. Total of 6. We're 9.5 minutes gone. Apart from the multiple of ball ups, not a bad game.
Back to the centre of the ground, Dan Madden. His brother Nick's here today to watch him play. Current ruckman at the GWS Giants. Unfortunately, Nick has got himself a PCL injury rucking against North Melbourne on Saturday night. Good to see Nick. His ball's cleared from the centre bounce there. It's picked up by Tom Anderson. He bursts away from the pack, takes 1 bounce, can take 2 bounces, can send this home. Kicks on its way. They like it. And it's a goal to Tom Anderson.
Well directed by his Lions teammate running there with him, Andrew. He was pointing to the goal. Tom had, I'm not sure where Tom's opponents were. They dropped off him early and no one was coming out to meet him. So it was just run, get within distance, make a certainty of it. Lions 3 straight goals. Swans 1 goal. 11 minutes gone. First term here at the Den. Big tall boy, that Nick Madden, Andrew.
Yes, extremely tall young lad. Yes, unfortunately to sustain an injury, he's just starting to find his way in the seniors as the ball's thrown up, gathered by Richards, clearance out of the centre there. Looking for Cunell, the ball bounces free, back to Jack Sussay from Burhop, then comes to Seb Hamlin, he swings around on his left, kicks it out looking for Jack Reynolds in front of the broadcasting box, but he's tackled over the line, it'll be a throw in. right in front of the broadcasting box.
And of course the broadcasting box, the sponsor there is Jake Wood Shearing. Jake shears a lot of sheep in the Gammain district. Good bloke too.
Yeah, very good shearing team. The Woods shearing group as the ball comes out there, gathered by Burhop. Little hand pass to Colby Hamlin, on to Jack Reynolds, on to Seb Hamlin. Lions very slick hands, but his kick is smothered there, gathered by Jesse Lander. Had a top game there last week for the Lions. The ball spills free, gathered by Griffith there as they go backwards. They chip out wide, looking for Burhop there, but he gathers. Hand passes back to Jack Sussay, chips one short, looking for Dan Madden. Play on, not 15. He hand passes to Burhop. He can run around his opponent. He's going backwards. He's bouncing the ball the wrong way, but now swings it back into the centre of the ground. It's a Mama Grupper there, and it's gathered by Barters. He sends one forward, but it's cut off by Jack Sussay. Spencer that was. He plays on quickly, goes wide to the far side, looking for Sid White. He marks in front of Shepherd. He plays on quickly. He's got young Blair Walsh, the 16-year-old, who marks this inside the 50. And he'll go back and send this high.
Popped it up cleverly.
Looking for Dan Foley, but it's cut off there by the ever-reliable Jack Rouston, who marks in front. And a chance for the Swans to clear this as he slows things down. Jack, very experienced player. Goes short to Shepherd. Finds him in front of the Louis Dreyfus Company sign. Kicks on his left, wide, looking for Richards. He stands under this one, too tall there. Marks over Jed Corbett. Goes backwards to Jack Rouston. Goes forward, looking for Damamel. He marks on that far side. Plays on, kicks one low and short, but it's cut off by Seb Hamlin. He looks to switch here. Gets a hand pass to Burhop. Goes to come inside. Looks for Jesse Lander. He can't mark. He's spoiled there by Bennett. Ball's on the ground. The umpire calls for a ball up.
Yeah, Bennett closely checking Jesse Lander there, and why wouldn't you? He's an elusive player.
Dan Foley's coming the rockers. Richards comes charging through and swats this forward into the path of Burhop. He gathers to Dan Foley. Tips one, a hand pass over the top, looking for Blair Walsh. He tries to gather this in. He's tackled as he attempts to pick it up. Play on, says the umpire, and Griffith player there was just caught high from Shannon Butterfield. It's Jack Rowson. He gets the free kick. Looks to send this long forward. Under it is Dan Foley. Coming out to meet it is Bennett. It's cut off there by Josh Walsh. Gathered by Tom Quinn. Back to Dan Foley to Josh Walsh. Kicks it out of the fence long. Looking for Jed Corbett on a long lead. He marks in front of young Hugh Crockett. 16-year-old there for Griffith in the Giants Academy. Ball's kicked inside. Looking for Charlie Smith, the debutant from last week. He goes forward. Under it is Shepherd. Gathered by Blair. Braithgain, is it? He tackles his opponent there. The ball spills free. Coming through is Crockett there, gathered by Nate Hamlin. He kicks this forward, looking for his brother Colby. He marks on the half-forward flank. Chips this one long and low, looking for Dan Madden. Ball goes over his head. And Griffith players quite happily to run that over the sidelines.
Ball in there. We got Elders there and Tin at the Gammain Pharmacy. Both, we welcome those sponsors. We love their support.
Madden and Richards in the ruck. Richards uses his bulk there to bump him out of the way as the ball's over the back, and umpire calls for a ball up. Richards front position, swats that forward into the path of Shannon Butterfield. He gathers it in and he's tackled as he goes to ground. Umpire will call for another ball up. Madden jumps early. Richard reads it better. The ball's on the ground there. Nate Hammond tries to pick it up. And it'll be another ball up. That's not coming out, that one. Although it does spill three. And gathered by Jesse Lander. He averts to swing around on his right. Brings it inside and finds Braithgain all alone. He'll go back and have a shot. He's about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Good vision there from Jesse Lander. get round on his right foot. Baz has got a good view of this, right behind it. Same thing, a little bit of breeze over his left shoulder. You'll allow for that. Comes in now, drops it on his right. Might have overcorrected a little bit, I think. Umpire taps his shoulder, one behind. The Lions are 3-1-19. The Swans, 1 goal. 17 minutes gone now. First term at the Den. Just while we're waiting there, Andrew, shout out to Lenny Brill. The focus was on Lenny Brill there early in the season. The Lions bestowed life membership, and Lenny's health took a turn for the worse this week. He's just having a stint in hospital, and the doctors and the staff couldn't believe it when the family was questioned about Lenny's medication. At the ripe age of 99, he is on no medication to this point.
Unbelievable, yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No. As the ball's kicked in there, but it's cut off by Brave Gain. He'll go back and possibly have another shot. He's looking, but he's decided to go back and have a shot. He's a little bit further out, but on a tighter angle as well.
Might just kick inside the 50. I can't quite see the line, but he might get inside the 50 to unload it. Well, he's had a trial run with the breeze, Andrew. We'll see how this one goes.
Yes, he's had an opportunity to see which way it goes.
Very deliberate run up, right foot. I think he's
dobbed it.
Yeah, he's learned from
dobbed it left to right, and it snuck through. Good purchase on the ball. It's a good kick by young Braith as he comes to the bench.
Andrew, I like the fact that he got up when he was awarded when he took it, he just said, well, I can do it.
Backed himself in.
The Lions are 4-1-25. The Swans are 1 straight goal. And there's nearly 19 minutes gone here in the first term. A little bit. It's early days, but the Lions against the breeze. A bit ominous for the Swans. They need 1 or 2 before the quarter.
As Dan Foley taps that down, looking for Nate Hamlin. He's wrapped on a tackle and deemed to be caught with the ball.
Is an opportunity for the Swans.
As young Alessio's got it, he hand passes to Bennett. He dodges around 1, 2, goes back on his right, looking for DeMamel, who's the first goal kicker for the Swans. He marks, he can play on quickly, looking for Foley, and he marks in front of Butterfield here in the half-forward flank for the Griffith Swans. He'll go back and have a shot.
Well, conversely, he has the wind coming over his left shoulder. He'll have wind assistance, but he's just got to allow for it. Doesn't drift off the target to the right. Once again, perfect.
Richards has moved to full forward as Sam Foley comes in on his approach. Kicks on its way. It looks very good off the boot, and it's through for a goal. The Swans second. Goal to the vice-captain.
That'll lift the Swans a little bit. They'll be keen to get another one on the board before quarter time. Keep the Lions in touch. The Lions are 4-1-25. The Swans 2 straight goals, 12. 20 minutes gone now. Overcast day. I don't think it'll change. Good for filming, Baz said. You haven't got to play with the images.
Umpire Rob Johnson throws it up. Dan Foley taps one over his shoulder. Charging through is Jesse Lander. Kicks this one forward, looking for Dan Madden on the leader. Hits him on the chest. Gathered by Jed Corbett. He can run into an open goal, and he's kicked it.
Yeah, it's there.
So a quick reply from the Lions.
Yeah, about 30 seconds that took out of the centre. Not what the Swans wanted. The Lions are 5-1-31. Swans 2 straight goals. Bit over 21 minutes gone now. Jesse Lander having quite the impact on this game.
Oh, he was very good last week, Jesse. One of his better games. Showed real leadership. Foley up against Alessio here for the Griffith Swans. Umpire Madrudis rolls it high into the path of Tom Anderson. Gathers the tap from Foley. Back to Jack Reynolds. He kicks his high. Under it is Jed Corbett. He marks in front of the pack there, and he'll go back and line up for his second in a matter of moments.
Jed Corbett racking up the possessions too in his return game.
Distance shouldn't be a problem. That breeze is tricky.
We'll let Andrew call his son in for this one.
Kick is on its way. It's looking good off the boot. It's another goal to Jed Corbett, his second. That's the 6th goal for the quarter for the Lions.
The Lions are 6-1-37. Quite a break on the Swans now. 2 straight goals to the Swans. 23 minutes gone. First term here at the Den. We've got away from those ball-ups for a minute, and that's when the Lions have been able to put that break on, Andrew. They've broken up the play.
Yeah. Richards has come back into the ruck, up against Dan Foley. As seemed to be a block there. It's hard to know which way those ones go, but anyway,
Yeah,
Nathan Richards has been penalised for a block on Dan Foley. He'll take the kick. Got Jed Corbett on the lead. He can't hold the mark. Chevitt gathers. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Gets his hand pass away. Gathered by Bennett. Out the back to Griffith teammate. He's looking for Alessio there. Can't mark. Jack Susse gathers it in. Jack Reynolds hand passes back to Josh Walsh. Kicks us high. Looking for Shannon Butterfield. Gets a little push out there against young Bennett, his opponent for Griffith. And he'll take the kick. Goes to his brother, Dean. He hand passes to Travascus. Goes back inside looking for Rouse, and he can't gather it in. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle by his mate Tom Anderson, and the umpire called for a ball up. It's just out of his reach, that pass. Richards and Foley in the ruck. Richards with front position, taps it down into the path of his Griffith teammate in Oliver Barter, but umpire calls for another ball up. Richards and Foley. Richards taps it down. Got that front position. Barter tries to pick it up. The ball's on the ground. Coming through is Dan Foley. He's wrapped up in a tackle. It's another ball up.
So momentarily, we've just drifted back into that ball up situation.
Aaron Proctor tries to gather it in. He's on the ground there, and it's going to be another ball up once again, Guy.
Get the feeling, Andrew, there's be a build-up here in a minute. There'll be a free kick, whether you like it or not.
Certainly on the cards. Richard taps that back, looking for his Griffith teammate. Comes out the back to Aaron Proctor, and that's a hand pass over the sideline, and that'll go to Griffith there. The new rule that's came in.
So this might clear what the umpire without having to award a free kick.
Travascus kicks this long, but under this is Burhop, and he marks unopposed there at half back. Umpires awarded a 50 there. I'm not sure that one was for, Guy, whether they encroached the zone or
someone inside the area, I think. Yeah.
Someone didn't stand.
Yes.
So Burhop plays on quick now. He's been asked to come back.
Yep.
Zach's been asked to come back and take his kick. Got the ball on the wing here.
Doesn't appear to be a lot of infringement, Andrew, but it doesn't have to be much.
You can send this long, looking for Dan Madden in the square. High is Sid White, goes through his hands. The ball's on the ground there, and the umpire's going to call for a ball up in the goal square.
So a chance for the Lions. It's in the inside the 50, right on the cusp of quarter time.
Grabbed by Richards, hand pass backwards there, and it bundled out over the sideline is Bennett. Throw in that forward pocket, left forward pocket. front of the Elders sign. Brock Harris throws it in high. Madden and Richards under this one. Gathered by Jed Corbett. Hand passes one back Darren Proctor. He swings out on his right. Kicks this one high. Sitting under it is Sid White. And he takes a strong mark. And he'll go back and have a shot. He's about 30 metres out. Straight in front.
Rainmaker of a kick. Andrew, liked the way Sid White had his eyes on it the whole way. Came around the front of the pack. He was coming with the wind. Had the presence of mind to realise the ball would probably drop. Shouldn't be a problem for Sid. No, fades away to the right. I always do that, don't I?
Put the mocker on them.
So the Lions are 6-2, 38. The Swans are 2 straight goals, 12 here at quarter time, as the players come together for the first break in the game.
Yeah, they'll be very happy with their first quarter, the Lions, as we take a break, and we'll be back for the second quarter.
So we're out from the huddles, about to start the second quarter here at the Gamoon Sports Ground. The Lions are 6-2, 38. Swans 2 straight goals.
Madden in the ruck for the Lions, Richards for the Swans. The ball's thrown up. Madden wins the tap on that occasion, but it's gathered by Richards. Hand passes to Sam Foley. He fumbles but regathers and kicks this one forward. Sitting under it is Nate Hamlin. Coming out to meet it is Tom Quinn. And the ball's locked up there. Strong tackle on Tom Quinn, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
The other thing I forgot to mention in the lead-up, that things are back to normal. Baz won a meat tray last night, so he's cock-a-hoop.
Ever reliable, the ball's thrown up there. Richards taps it down, and it's held up once again. Another ball up. Madden meets Richards strongly, taps that one forward into the path of Tom Anderson. He gathers, swings around on his left, kicks wide, looking for Nate Hamlin. He zigs and zags and marks it over his shoulder. Lions play on quickly to Jack Reynolds on the far wing. He holds it up. He can come inside, looking for Tom Anderson. Hand pass quickly to Nate Hamlin, but he's dropped it, left it behind, slips over. Diving in on the ball is Tom Anderson. Gets a hand pass away, and the umpire's found a free to Bennett. Can go into the centre of the ground, looking for Q, and all he marks. Plays on quickly, looking for Griffith teammate as Bartas attempts to gather that in. Gathered by Braithgain, who's drifted into defence. Coming out to meet it is Zach Burhop. He kicks one, looking for Tom Quinn. Ball goes over the top. Bounces clear, coming through, gathered by Jed Corbett, and he's tackled. Umpire call for a ball up. Madden and Richards in the ruck. Madden taps it down. Coming through is Jack Reynolds. Evades one. Kicks this one looking forward for Sid White. He marks it centre half forward. He's got Dan Foley on a lead out to the pocket, and he marks strongly. He'll go back and have a shot.
Yeah, Dan Foley it'll be a little bit, around about 40 metres he'll have to kick from. Wind at his back. Distance will not be a problem. It'll be all about the accuracy. Coming off a great game last week. Right foot, drop punt. Players like it. Goal umpire likes it.
Very good kick.
First goal of the opening term to the Lions, this time at the southern end of the ground.
Yes, young Mason Rosengreen. He's giving away centimetres there. It's a tough ask, but he's trying hard. Lions with the 3 talls in the forward line.
Yeah, quite a handful for the Swans. Dan Foley with that experience now. Quite an experienced player, Andrew. Ball back in the centre.
Umpire Mavrudas to throw it up. Madden against Richards. Both ruckmen jump up into each other as Richard tries to get a clearance, but it's gathered by the Lions, gathered by Zach Burhop. Gets one out to Tom Anderson, sends this one forward, and it's a Free kick downfield. Just a late hit there from young Billy Evans on Tom Anderson, and the umpires directed it to be a free kick downfield, and Dan Foley's the recipient of that free kick, and he's only 15 metres out straight in front.
Yeah, well, the umpire signalled that he pushed him in the back and there wasn't any need for it, so that's a little bit ill-disciplined there from Griffith. They're under the pump. They won't need to continue with that. Dan Foley pops it through at the southern end of the ground.
That's his 4th goal for the game so far.
The Lions are 8-2-50 all of a sudden. The Swans are two straight goals, 12. There's 4 minutes gone in the second term. We wait for the ball to come back. We won't have to wait when we get those nets, Andrew. It'll be cut the downtime.
Yep, they're on their way.
They're on their way.
We said that last game, didn't we?
Got to say something.
Back to the centre of the ground. Madden and Richards in the ruck. Been a good tussle so far. Dan jumps early. Richards reaches over the top. It's gathered by Travascus, sends this forward. And leaping back there is Jack Sussay. Can't hold the mark. Picked up there by Nate Hamlin onto his brother Seb. Ball's on the ground there, and Josh Walsh wraps up his Griffith opponent there in Barter in a good tackle, and the umpire called for a ball up. Madden taps that back, rolls through the feet of young Evans for Griffith there. Jack Rouston evades one tackle, sends this forward on his left foot, looking for Barter. It's coming out to meet it though as Colby Hamlin gets a hand pass to Butterfield, but his hand pass is smothered there, and it comes back towards Griffith there at centre half forward. The ball's on the ground there, gathered by Braith Gain. He can't hold on to it. The ball spills free. Coming through is the Lions there in Nate Hamlin. They all look the same, these 3 Hamlin brothers.
I'm glad you're having trouble, Andrew, because I can't pick them from up here till I get their numbers.
Richards evades the advance of Madden there as Aaron Proctor comes charging through, dives in on the ball there, and it's another ball up as Jack Reynolds is tackled. Plenty of players around this ball. Madden taps it down, gathered by Jack Rouston, kicks this one forward. Seb Hamlin sits under it, coming out to meet it is Barter there, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. Another ball up. 30 metres out from the Griffith goal. Madden and Alicio in the ruck. Madden tries to grab this one out of the ruck. He's tackled. The umpire, Mav Rudis, will call for another ball up. Madden swats this one forward. Charging through is Jake Butterfield. Picked up by Jack Sussay. Kicks this forward. Marked by Sid White. He's got Dan Foley leads out to the pocket. He reads it better than his opponent. Mason Green takes one bounce, runs into an open goal and kicks his 5th.
Well played by the Lions there. Streamed it out of halfback with that big kick by Jack Sassay. Good take by Sid White. Dan Foley over the back, no mistake. The Lions are 9-2, 56. The Swans still just those 2 goals. Bit over 7 minutes gone now in the second term. Just starting to look ominous now for the Swans. Not sure what they can do.
Madden and Richards against each other in the ruck. No one wins that tap decisively as Barters is wrapped up in a tackle. Or Spencer, that is, sorry. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Richards and Madden. Richards taps that forward, gathered by Tom Anson. Hand passes one out to Zach Burhop. He sends this forward, looking for Sid White at full forward. But it's a good spoil there by Mason Croft.
So we'll plug some of our sponsors there. We've got that Flynn design. So if you're looking for sheep yards, they're the people to suss out. They can do a great design on your sheep yards.
Ball's thrown in. Richards with front position. Dan Foley taps it forward there Gathered by Richards, he clearance there. Under this is Shannon Butterfield. He tries to mark. Coming through is Charlie Smith. And passes one over the top to Nate Hamlin. He can have a running shot on goal. And he's kicked it straight through the middle.
Goal umpire did not move whatever. The Lions are 10-2, 62. The Swans are 2 straight goals, 12. Nearly 9 minutes gone now, second term. Really starting to open up the game against the Swans now, the Lions.
The breeze has dropped off a bit, Guy, which...
Well, the breeze has dropped up, Andrew, and the Lions have stepped up a gear.
Yes. So back to the centre of the ground. Dan Foley's coming to the ruck. Dan Madden to full forward. Richards is still there for the Swans. Umpire Mathew just throws it up. Richards taps this forward to Sam Foley. One back to Bennett, but he's wrapped up in a tackle there by Charlie Smith. Richards is wrapped up in another tackle there by Nate Hamlin. The ball's on the ground there. Good desperation there by the Griffith Swans. Clearance out the back to Jack Rouston, on to Bennett, on to Foley for them. The ball's kicked forward, rolling there. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield, grabbed by Jake Underwood. Hand passes out to Dan Foley, can come back through the centre of the ground. He puts his teammate Butterfield under pressure, but it's cleaned up there by Jesse Lander. On to Charlie Smith. He can send this one forward, looking for Dan Madden. He uses his front position there to mark, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Well, the resting ruckmen for the Lions are just too much for the Swans to handle, whether it's either Dan Madden or Dan Foley. They just got that superior height and build. As we wait for he comes in.
Umpire likes it.
Another major.
Dan got 2 goals last week against Tigers. He was very good. Kicks his first goal of this game today.
Lions 11-2, 68. Swans still stuck on the 2 goals. 11 minutes gone.
They're winning their share of clearances there, the Swans. It's just that first kick into the forward line. The Lions' defence there are swooping on it.
Super tight, Andrew.
Dan Foley wins a tap down. It goes forward for Griffith, though. Coming through is Zach Burhop. Ball comes out the back to Griffith there through Travassis. Kicks this one forward. Coming out to meet it is Seb Hamlin. The race for the ball. He gathers. Hand pass back to Tom Quinn, and he's bundled over the sidelines.
We'll have a throw in out there. We've got Ag and Vet Services and Beaumont Tiles. We appreciate their sponsorship. We appreciate all our sponsors here at the Lions.
Dan Foley in the ruck against Richards. Richards front position, but it's gathered out the back by Nate Hamlin. Kicks this one forward, sitting under his Dan Madden. It's gone over his head. It's a race for the ball here from Aaron Proctor. He gathers it in, a quick kick. Centres it towards Sid White, but the ball comes free there as Shepherd bundles it through for a minor score.
Good pressuring tackle there from Sid White against his opponent. The Swans couldn't clear it at all. Lions 11-3, 69. Swans 2 straight goals. 12 minutes gone.
Jack Rouston brings it in and finds Travascus. He can go wide to Shepherd on the 50 there. Just gathers it in at his toes. He's going to have to kick down the line here. Ball's high, sitting under is Jack Sussay. And the ball's knocked over the sideline.
Well, the Swans player there, he ran too close to the man on the mark, Andrew, and he had to sky it to get over the man on the mark.
Yeah, it's when you've got a 6'4" man on the mark, got to give yourself plenty of room. The ball goes thrown in. Dan Foley grabs it over the back. Hand passes forward, looking for Tom Anderson. He sends this forward. It's gone over the back of the pack. It's all the Swans there, and it's hit the outside point post, the left point post. Will be a throw in that pocket.
Danger here for the Swans. Ball in, left forward pocket for the Lions, southern end of the ground.
Dan Madden grabs this out of the ruck. His kick is smothered and...
Rush through.
Yeah, Shepherd rushes it through again. Desperation there from young Shepherd.
Yes, the big Lions ruckman thought he had another one, Andrew.
Yes, as Rouston brings this back in, he elects to go to the far side this time. It's a good long kick, but it's a good mark to young Jake Underwood there. Good strong mark. Looks to send this back forward for the Lions. He kicks high, looking for Madden. He sits under this. He jumps high, spoils, and it's out over the sidelines.
Be thrown in right in front of the intersales sign there. They got those businesses all around the riverina to cater for your case equipment.
Richards with front position, taps it forward there, looking for Mason Green. He can't gather. Gathered by Nate Hamlin. He's bundled over the sidelines. Another throw in.
They've also got New Holland equipment, of course, if you want the yellow gear.
Richards and Madden in the ruck. Richards front position, taps this down, looking for Rowson. He's tackled high. He understands he's got the free kick he plays on. He comes across goals. Has to kick on his left.
Oh, he's run it tight.
Just keeps it inside there to Ashcroft, who marks. Sends this long and low. Burhop sits under this one, coming through as Alessio. Neither player can mark. Gathered by Bennett. Rouston comes through. Gathered by Josh Walsh. He's tackled. Umpire call for a ball up. No, he's found a free kick. What was that one for, Guy?
No, you...
Did he have deemed he had prior opportunity? The new rule of you brush him off, you're gone. As he kicks this forward, it falls into the arms of Spencer.
Limited opportunities for Griffith. They've got to make something out of this lead-up.
Comes wide to Bennett, back to Spencer. Ball smothered there by Colby Hamlin, and he forces Spencer over the sideline. It'll be another throw-in.
Right below the commentary position, sponsored by Jake Woods Shearing.
Richards and Foley in the ruck. Richards with front position. The ball's thrown high. Tap forward by Dan Foley into the path of Charlie Smith. He's wrapped up. Can't break free. Umpire, ball it up again.
Plenty of encouragement. You can hear on the effects mic.
Richards front position, but it's plucked out of his hands by Dan Foley. The ball's kicked forward, coming out to meet it is Jed Corbett. He keeps it inside, but it rolls over. Halen Stockton, the young umpire, throws this in. Richards with front position. Shepherd there on Tom Anderson. The ball comes free. Race for the ball here by Lucas Hatter. He gathers. Chips one over the top looking for Charlie Smith, but it falls into the arms of Jack Rouston. He elects to play on up through the centre of the ground. He's going to kick this long and high, looking for Billy Evans. Good tackle by Jack Sussay on Evans. And he's deemed to be caught with the ball. Good desperation there by Jack Sussay. He goes wide looking for Josh Walsh. The Lions spread. He's going to send this long, looking for Dan Madden on a lead. Coming out to meet him is Rosengreen spoils. And it's over the sideline.
Andrew, if Jack Sussay was playing NRL, he'd be a try-saving tackler, I guarantee it.
It was. He tackled as low as you could go. It was just above the knees.
That's it. Perfect.
He stopped his opponent from clearing. Ball thrown in, Richards and Madden. Richards taps that down and kicked off the ground there by Mason Green, and it'll roll over the sideline. It's a free kick to the Lions, last touch, as Blair Walsh kicks inside to Jack Reynolds. Very crowded forward line at the moment. Jack Reynolds sends this long and high. At the fall of this Charlie Smith, he's tackled. And the umpire will call for a ball up. 30 metres out from goal. Richards and Madden. Richards grabs it out of the ruck. Kicks this one high and forward. Sitting under is Josh Walsh. Takes a courageous mark.
Ever reliable.
Kicks this one high, looking for Jed Corbett, and he marks on the half-forward flank. He's 50 metres from goal. Going to take a very good kick.
Once again, one of those shots we're directly behind it, so terrific vision here at the Gammain Sports Ground. The number 30, Jed Corbett. He flicks that bit of grass to check the wind. Comes in, right foot, just, won't quite make, no, carries one behind. Makes the distance in the finish, just a little bit offline.
Griffith looked to bring this back in. Rouston again, the general down there in defence for the Swans.
The Swans are under enormous pressure, Andrew, here in the second term.
They're under pressure. They're restricting the Lions scoring just the same. But as the ball comes in now, sitting under this is Dan Foley and Richards. As Dan Foley judges that the better and goes inside of the centre of the ground to Jack Sussay.
In that shot there, Andrew, it's more crowded than the Strait of Hormuz nearly.
Exactly. They're all there.
Didn't stop Dan Madden, is it?
No, Jed Corbett's come over
He-
the top and taken a very good mark.
So Jed's going to rectify that one that he missed. He was the only one that had eyes on the ball. It's just an incredible shot there a little while ago, that when I called that, just about all the players were in the shot there.
Yes, they're all pushing up to one half of the ground as Jed Corbett comes in and he slots through his third.
He likes that one. So the Lions now 12-5-77. The Swans are 2 straight goals, 12. There's 20 minutes gone in the second term. Swans yet to score this quarter. They'll be looking to do something about that as the quarter ticks by. Just not sure how it's going to come about.
Yes, they've only had a couple of forward 50 entries so far in this quarter. It's been the Lions who've added another 6 goals so far as Madden and Richards in the ruck, but Richards taps it down to Butterfield. The umpires call for another ball up. Richards wins a tap down. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield. The ball swatted out of his hands, gathered by Jack Reynolds. Back to Nate Hamlin. Charging out of defence is Josh Walsh. Kicks his forward, looking for Charlie Smith. Taps that one back inside. It's gathered by Trevaskis there. A good tackle on Spencer there by Butterfield. And the umpire will call for a ball up. Barter it was. Madden and Richards in the ruck. Richards taps that down. Coming through as Butterfield, gets a hand pass to Jack Reynolds, out to Blair Walsh. He chips this one forward, looking for Dan Foley. He gets the hands in the back there of Mason Green. Umpire Mavrudis, the non-officiating umpire, seen that one, and it's a free kick to Mason Green as he comes wide to Jack Rouston. Marks in front of the broadcasting box. Kicks one long and low, looking for Barter. Gathered by Trevaskis, on to Bennett. Bursts forward there, sitting under this is Seb Hamlin. He takes a juggling mark almost. A good tackle by Jesse Lander on Dean Bennett. The ball's on the ground there and another strong tackle from Seb Hamlin. Umpire will ball it up. Coach Riley Corbett wouldn't be disappointed with the endeavour so far of the Lions as Madden comes through. The ball's on the ground there. Alessio tries to pick it up. He can't gather and umpire will ball it up again. Madden uses his strength there. Richards is up against 2 tall ruckmen in the Lions have, as Braith Gain puts a good tackle on Rouston. Gathered by Browning there, back to Rouston. Breaks the tackle of Braith Gain. Ball's on the ground there. Bennett tries to pick it up, gathered by Charlie Smith. Gets a hand pass out the back to Dan Foley. On to Blair Walsh. He's tackled, hand passes forward into the path of Jed Corbett. Swings around on his left, hand passes over the top to Dan Foley. Has a run and shot at goal, but he's kicked it to the right. A behind.
Yeah, the Lions, Andrew, the Lions look to have bought that attack from Robertson Oval. They're very keen. They're searching for one another. That's how they got over that over the Tigers last week. Shocked the Tigers a bit, I think, didn't it, Andrew?
Yes, it shocked him into submission in the end as the ball comes out for defence from Rouston to Travascus. He chips one back, looking for his teammate there. I can't see the number at the stage. The ball's kicked high. Under it is Jack Reynolds. Goes through the hands of Jack Sasse. Seb Hamlin hand passes forward as Bartas is tackled. The ball's coming through there. Gathered by Jack Reynolds on to Aaron Proctor. Jack Reynolds sends this forward looking for Jed Corbett. He marks the ball 45 metres out.
Getting called to have a shot here from the instructions from the boundary. You could hear it in the effects mic. Well within Jed's range, this. He'll kick from just on the 50. Breeze just picks up a little bit as we watch him. Judiciously comes in on that right foot. Oh, it's a lovely right foot drop punt.
That's Jed Corbett's 4th goal. Jack Reynolds has been brilliant around the contest there with his quick hands, his reading of the play, setting up his teammates, coming off half-back and having a stint in the midfield.
He's in everything. The Lions 13-6, 84. The Swans still 2 straight goals. 25 minutes gone now. Swans haven't scored this term. They've only been inside their 50 about 3 times from memory. Not a good stat.
Madden up against Richards in the ruck. They clash each other. They'll have sore shins at the end of the night, these two, as Richards readjusts his guard. The ball's kicked forward there. It's on the ground. Tried to pick up there is Dan Foley. Tom Anderson dives in on top of it. Gathered by Jake Unwood and back to Dan Foley. Kicks this forward looking for Sid White. Goes through his hands. Coming out to meet it is Bennett for the Swans, and he's wrapped up in a tackle. Richards will grab this. He taps it forward into the path of Jake Underwood there, and he's wrapped up in a tackle. Another ball up. Jed Corbett in the ruck against Richards. The ball comes down to Crockett. He tries to burst out of defence. He's tackled. Tries to have a bounce just as he was tackled by Jed Corbett, and it'll be a shot on goal by Jed Corbett.
A little bit optimistic to think you're just going to break away from the Lions' defence and take a bounce there, Andrew.
He's only a 16-year-old young Hugh, finding his way in senior footy, but yes.
I guess all points for effort. You had got to try something. Jed Corbett lines up again, well rewarded with that tackle. Another major to Jed Corbett.
That's his 5th. So we have 5 goals to Dan Foley, 5 goals to Jed Corbett, and umpire's blown the whistle here. He's questioning that goal, is he? The umpire was right under it.
The field umpire is suggesting that it.
No, he's changing his decision. It's going to be a behind.
Don't often see that. The field umpires overruled the boundary umpire on that occasion.
Quite controversial in the AFL, the arc at the moment. That one last night, the Crows and Port Adelaide. Don't know how the arc could determine whether that went over the goal post as the ball's kicked in by Rouston. Marked by Seb Hamlin at half forward there for the Lions. He swings round on his left, kicks this forward. It's low, gathered by Dan Foley, gets a quick little kick away. Gathered by Jake Underwood. He can't get boot to ball. He tries to regather there as the ball's held up. It'll be a throw in. As the siren goes for half-time, the Lions have piled on 7 goals, 5 for that second term to Griffith's no score.
Yeah, so the Lions 13-7. I make it 13-7-85. One different to the scoreboard. We'll adjust that if we need to at half time. The Swans, 2 solitary goals, 12. So they'll really, the Swans have really got some thinking to do at half time, Andrew, what they can do to curb this Lions attack. Lions just too good all around the ground, aren't they, really?
Yes, they were dominant there. They probably could have kicked more. They had the ball in their forward line a fair part of that second term. As I see Colin Gully are in front of Leeton at this stage, and Mango in front of Naranda at the moment.
So camera operators and commentators will have a drink and a break. Andrew will go in the sheds and see what his son Riley's got to say. He'd be pretty happy, I'd reckon. We'll catch you for the second half. So we're about to get underway with the third term here at the Den. We said Andrew would go into the shed and find out what his son Riley had to say, but apparently they were locked outside in the gym, Andrew. So you're none the wiser.
Yeah, I couldn't sneak in there. They manning the door, but I dare say they'd be happy with their first half.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be.
Back to the start of this third term. Richards in the ruck for the Swans. Dan Madden for the Lions. Richards wins that tap, but it's down in the path of Shannon Butterfield. He gets a quick kick forward on his left. It's marked by Jed Corbett at centre forward. He kicks forward long and low to Dan Foley on a strong lead, and he'll go back and have a shot.
Oh, it's just happening too easy for the Lions there. Dan Foley will kick from 40 metres. Has that little skip that he does. He sprayed it to the right.
Through for a behind.
Lions 13-8, 86. Swans still stuck on that 2 solitary goals.
Rouston brings it in. Finds Ashcroft in the pocket. Kick down the wing to Alessio. It kicks long and low, but marked there by Lucas Hattie. He looks to send this forward. He got Sid White on a good strong league. He marks it centre forward. And he'll contemplate about having a shot. He will have a shot. Gonna have to kick it from 45 as the breeze picks up.
It's probably not quite as strong as it was, but there's still a significant breeze here.
He's kicked it off the side of his boot. It goes forward there. It's a good mark to Jack Rouston in front of his teammate Richards. He plays on quickly, goes wide on his trusty left. Marking attempt there by Evans. Swings around his left, but it's out of bounds on the full. And the kick will go to Jack Reynolds. So
long-term sponsors over there. Logan Hitchens. And also you've got Regal Signs in the picture there. Rickard at Coolman does all that sign work for us.
He kicks backwards to Josh Walsh, who kicks forward then to Jesse Lander. Kicks one long and low looking for Tom Anderson, but it's a good spoil there by Ben Browning. And the ball's over the sideline for a throw-in.
And there we've got Donks concreting. Of course, that's Isaac Noble and Nutrien Wagga Wagga. A lot of lambs in the district get sold through Nutrien Wagga Wagga.
Yes, the Dulla Road clients were right up there last week. As the ball's thrown in, Richards with front position. The ball's on the ground. Diving on it is Tom Anderson, and it's held up. Peter Carroll and Peter and Paul and Mick Quinn.
Battle of the neighbours.
Battle of the neighbours as the ball's thrown up. It's on the ground there. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Sam Foley for Griffith. He goes into the centre of the ground looking for Travascus, but it's coming through to cut it off. He's Seb Hamlin. He kicks his forward. It's 2-on-1 here. Dan Foley against Rosen Green. He uses his superior speed to gather that in, but the umpire has deemed it to have gone out, and it'll be a throw-in.
A little bit unlucky there for Griffith on that occasion. They thought they
were out and away.
yes, just can't take a trick. We've got Choices Flooring, Gammane Pharmacy, Elders Wagga. As we wait for the ball to be thrown in.
Richardson foul in the ruck. Richards with front positions. Taps that down into the path of his team. It's surging through his Braith Gain. Gavazot. He's had one over the shoulder. Free kick, Braith Gain. He'll go back and have a shot. He's only 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Swans can't afford to give away those free kicks like that. They've really got a lift in that department. Almost a given for Braith. He'll only have to kick from 20 metres. Perfect shot for Baz on this overcast day. Braith does the rest.
Slots it through for his second goal.
The Lions are 14-8-92. The Swans still stuck on that 2 solitary goals with nearly 5 minutes gone here in the third term.
Yes, the Swans will be looking to find a little bit of a spark here. Get a clearance and get this ball into the forward line. They need to get some deeper entries than what they've been getting at the moment.
Yeah, they just look flat, Andrew, there. I know that the Lions are superior, but the Swans just look terribly flat.
Richards taps that down. The ball hits the ground, gathered by Shepherd there, but he's tackled by Butterfield. The umpire will ball it up once again. Madden uses his strength, taps that down to Butterfield. Coming through is Spencer, gathered by DeMamel. Back to Travascus, kicks around the corner. Coming out to meet it is Zach Burhop. Ball's rolling back towards the Griffith goals. He gathers, can kick across the face of goal. He's got Jack Reynolds in that far pocket. He marks.
Got time to steady.
Can come back into the centre of the ground. He's got Shannon Butterfield. He can play on. He's been asked to play on by the umpire. Goes back to Jack Reynolds, but the hand pass misses its target. Comedy of errors here from the Lions, but from Tom Quinn to Butterfield, and it's out over bound. Umpire called for a throw-in. Just a little bit of confusion there from the Lions.
Talking about sheep, there we got the Gleneath Border Leicesters. They've got Nathan and Wes Kember out there running that show.
Madden taps that down. Coming through to meet it is Jack Sasse, grabbed by Bennett. His hand pass is smothered. Tries to palm off one. Gets his hand pass away to Seb Hamlin, to Zach Burhop. He goes back to whence it came. Going wide, looking for Nate Hamlin. He marks on that half-back flank. Lions looking to come through the midfield. They've gone to Jack Reynolds. Running off is Shannon Butterfield. Chips one over the top, looking for Aaron Proctor. Ball bounces, gets a hand pass, looking for Sid White. Grabbed by Mosen Green. He's tackled there in a strong tackle by Tom Anderson. Sid White was virtually past that handball. Anyway, it's on the Lions' half-forward flank. Dan Foley and Richards in the ruck. Richards swats that down into the path of Shannon Butterfield, and it's out over the sideline.
Throw-in out there. We've got member for Riverina, Michael McCormack, and LDC Grain sponsoring that area of the ground.
Umpire throws it in. Richards and Foley. No one wins that ruck. Gathered out of the air by Braith Gain on to Shannon Butterfield. Hand pass to Tom Anderson. He swings around on his left. Kicks his forward. Front position there from Griffith. Gathered by Sid White. Tries to get that onto his boot. He can't. Gathered by Rouston there. Swans defending stoutly as they clear this ball out of the fence. Coming out to meet it there is Lucas Hattie, who gathers. He sends a long, low one back in and finds Dan Foley. Good vision. Lowers the eyes. Could have blazed away there, but picks up Dan Foley 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Again, a perfect shot here. We're right behind him. We can ride it home. Dan will come in. He'll give that little skip that he does. There it is. Oh, I think he sprayed it.
Yes, it's another behind. Line's a little bit off target in this third term. It's their third behind of the quarter. Jack Rowson looks to bring this back in. He's going to go up the centre of the ground, long on high. Under this is Josh Walsh, almost marks. Ball spills free, gathered by Griffith there. It's a fumble in the centre of the ground. Coming through is Colby Hamlin. He goes wide to Shannon Butterfield. Kicks this one long and low, looking for Dan Foley. Tries to mark it one-handed as Rosengreen tries to gather. Picked up by Braithgain, gets a hand pass forward, gathered by Griffith. There they kick around the corner, looking for Alessio. The ball bounces at his feet and it's forced over the sideline. It'll be a kick to the Lions, last touch. And it'll be taken by Seb Hamlin. Comes back to Josh Walsh. He's got Dan Madden in the centre of the ground. He switches it across to Jack Sussay. You've got a Paddock in front of him. He can go wider again to Zach Burhop. A switch here by the Lions. He takes one bounce. He can go wider again out to Jake Underwood under the scoreboard. He's just held up there. Numbers back here for the Lions. He kicks this long and low looking for Dan Foley, and he's just judged that a little bit better than his opponent Rosengreen and marks 40 metres out directly in front. He's lining up for his 6. 5 goals, 3 he's kicked so far.
He's a safe pair of hands. Is our man Dan Foley. Breeze dropped considerably. Right foot, drop punt. Players like it early. Goal umpire says yes, all okay. Another goal to the Dan Foley and the Lions at the northern end of the ground.
That's 6 for Dan Foley as the Lions edge close to that 100-point margin.
Right on the cusp of the century. 15-9-99. Swans still haven't scored since the first term. Looking a bit bleak for the Swans here, Andrew.
Yes, they just need to get this clearance. The Lions starting to get in and top around that contest. Just need to get it forward. As Richards in the ruck. Richards taps it back, but gathered by Aaron Proctor. He bursts out of the centre of the wrong way. Chips one forward looking for Tom Anderson. He's met front on. Free kick. He plays on. He's caught the ball. No, he's been asked to come back. He's going to try and sneak away there. He comes back into the centre of the ground, finds
Got to come back again.
Get behind the mark. He can go wide out to Jake Underwood, who's all on his own out there. Finds him. He can play on here. Going to send this long, looking for Jed Corbett. Dan Foley sitting in that one. Over the top's Jed Corbett. He gathers. Gets his kick away. It's a grubber. Gathered by Sam Foley. Back to Jack Rowson on his right. Finds Dean Bennett. Full back line there. It's a little kick away to Rowson. Coming out to meet it as Burop. Grabbed by Josh Walsh. Sends this one back forward in the goal square. It's marked by Jed Corbett. He's 20 metres out, straight in front.
Eyes on it the whole time.
Put those long arms up and
yes,
marked it at its highest point.
Right in front, 20 metres out. Jed Corbett pops it through.
That's 5 goals for Jed Corbett, 5 goals 2. The Lions pass the 100 mark.
16-9, 105. Swans 2 straight goals. 12 and a half minutes gone now. We're trying to lift the Swans, but we just can't do anything for them up here.
Yeah, their captain coach Jack Rowson is trying awfully hard. Nathan Richards in the ruck. Got a few rotations through that midfield there. Just need to get their hands on it. As Richards tries to tap that down, gathered by Dan Foley. Taps one out to Aaron Proctor. Tries to kick around the corner, looking for Zach Burhop. Taps it on to Tom Anderson. He can't gather. It's at his feet. The Swans look to clear here. Ball's bubbling free there. Coming through is Aaron Proctor. Diving on is Richards. Back to Jack Reynolds. On to Burhop. Comes to Lander. Back to Dan Foley. The line's throwing it around. He can go wide looking for Blair Walsh. He spoils that one into the path of Charlie Smith, I think it is there. He dives on that one.
Yeah, that centre line of the Lions, Andrew, is just dominant.
Richards grabs it out of the ruck, gets boot to ball. Good use of the body there by Seb Hamlin at centre half back to take the mark. Can swing around on his left, looking for his brother in Colby. Marks on the wing. He'll leave a little chip to Tom Anderson. He finds him. Takes the one-handed mark. He's got Dan Madden on a strong lead from full forward. He can go over the top to Sid White. Up against Richards, who takes the strong mark there. In defence for the Griffith Swans. Goes back into the centre of the ground, but it's cut off by Aaron Proctor. Goes over the top. Coming through is Shepherd for Griffith. He gathers. Kicks this one forward, looking for Barter. Him and Tommy Quinn tussle for the ball. Tommy Quinn falls over, gathers by Barter. It swings around on his right. Sends it forward, and it's out of bounds. On the full.
Seb Hamlin will kick the ball in once he gets it, once it's returned to him. We've got sponsors there, Coolum Butchery, John Banson's son, funeral directors. Ball's got carried a long way with that wind. Of course, the Coolum Butchery puts those meat trays together, the one that Baz won the other night. Play back on.
Seb Hamlin to bring this ball back in for the Lions. He's going to have to kick down the line. Looking for Dan Foley. It's almost marked there by Kuhnel for the Swans. Shepherd dives in on the ball, and it's going to be a ball up there on the 50-metre line.
Best opportunity the Swans have had this quarter.
Yep. As the ball hits the ground there, coming through is Butterfield. Tries to keep it in front of him. Coming through is Nate Hamlin. Busts through 1-2. On to Blair Walsh. On to Dan Foley. He's got Dan Madden on the lead there in the half-forward flank. Puts it out in front of him, but it's rolled over the sideline, and it'll be a throw-in. No, it's the last touch. It was hadn't crossed the 50 line, and Rosengreen will bring it back in for the Griffith Swans. He's kicked one short and finds Dean Bennett. He's had a bit of the ball today. Needs a few more Chiefs to help him out. He's been called to play on. Dodges around 1 and 2. He's been caught on the sideline. Comes through the path of Seb Hamlin, and it's over the boundary line. Be a throw in. Dan Foley and Richards in the ruck. Richard gains front position, taps one over the back into the path of Tom Anderson. He's tackled, and he's deemed to be caught with the ball as Shepherd kicks his forward. It's a marking attempt here by Barter, and it just eludes him, and it's over the sidelines.
Another opportunity here for the Swans as the ball will be thrown in right in their forward line. Right forward pocket for the Swans. They need to trap it in there. Score while it's there. Umpire says we'll have that again. What can the Swans manufacture from this throw in?
Plenty of numbers around the ball. Richards has come down on the forward line to take the ruck. Tries to grab it out of the air. Spoiled by Dan Foley. Racing out after it is Shannon Butterfield. He's forced it over the sideline. It'll be a throw in the far pocket.
We've got Red Star Insurance Brokers there. Also the Romano's Hotel. That's where the celebrations were held last Saturday night after the Tigers win.
Dan Foley wins a tap there into the path of Jack Sussay. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle. Umpire will ball it up. Richards tries to grab this out of the ruck, but it's gathered by Dan Foley. Bursts out of the back. Kicks this one forward, looking for Charlie Smith on the far wing. He marks. Come back inside, hand pass to Tom Anderson. He can send this forward looking for Dan Madden. He breaks one tackle, ducks ahead, gathered by Charlie Smith. Lions held up here across the wing. He kicks this forward looking for Aaron Proctor, and it's a kick downfield to Aaron Proctor. A late tackle on Jake Underwood. He quickly puts it forward looking for Dan Madden. He's spoiled there by the Griffith opponents.
Rush through in the finish.
Rush through for a behind.
That's about the third occasion where the Swans have infringed late, given away unnecessary free.
Bennett brings it inside again. Back to Bennett. Dodges around one. It's a hand pass out to Jack Rowson. He kicks this down the wing. Up high is Jack Sussay. Goes through his hands. Racing for the ball is Aaron Proctor. He dives on it. Gets it back to Dan Foley. Can chip one over the top. Looking for Charlie Smith. He marks on the wing there. Had a good game on Wednesday night in the Carroll Cup for Kildare as he kicks this forward to Shannon Butterfield onto Tom Anderson. Kicks this one long and low looking for Dan Madden. Goes through his hands. Eludes Nate Hamlin. Gathered by Griffith there in Archie Ray. He kicks wide. Finds his teammate there in one of the Bennett boys by the look of it. He kicks this forward. Long looking forward to Manuel. It's over his head. And the ball rolls out. It's kept in play actually by Seb Hamlin to Charlie Smith to Dan Foley. Long handball backwards to Jack Sussay into the centre of the ground to Josh Walsh. He's held up. He chips a little one and finds Zach Burhop. He can send this long and low. Looking for Dan Madden. He's deemed to have pushed out his opponent there, trying to get a little bit of separation. And the umpire award a free kick to Rosengreen. He's battled hard there in defence for the Swans. Kicks this one forward, looking for Billy Evans. He marks in front of Jake Underwood. Goes wider again to his captain coach in Jack Rouston. Swings around on his left, but it's cut off by Jed Corbett. He kicks one long and low, looking for Sid White. Goes through his hands, gathered by Ashcroft there. He goes to clear for the Swans. Ball's on the ground there, gathered by Griffith. Dean Bennett has it in his possession. Dodges around one, back to Evans. Backwards again to Bennett. Kicks high. Burhop with front position. He's bumped off it, and the umpire will call for a ball up. A lot of tired bodies out there late in this third term. Richards whacks it forward, deemed to be held in the ruck there, and he'll get the free kick against Dan Foley.
Girls starting to pump that music up on the hill, Andrews. Ladies' day here at the Den today. Clean sweep on the netball courts, we were told.
They'll be very excited. As that ball kicked long and forward, almost marked by Jack Sussay, as the Griffith there in DeMammel's wrapped up in a tackle by Tom Quinn.
Again, another opportunity. Swans inside their 50.
Dan Foley tries to grab it out of the ruck, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire will call for a ball up. As Richards comes down to take this one, trying to get a goal there. Wins it out of the ruck. Ball's tapped forward there as it's in the back, is it? No, the umpire's called for a ball up. Seb Hamlin wraps up his opponent there in Travascus.
106 plays 12, 22 minutes gone. Third term.
Dan Foley wins the tap. Down in the path of Jake Underwood. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield. Gets on his left foot. Kicks forward looking for Jack Reynolds. He takes a good one-handed mark in front of his opponent there in Billy Evans. Goes to go inside the centre of the ground. Finds Nate Hamlin. He can play on. Go wide. Puts it out in front of Zach Burhop. He can take a bounce, but elects to kick this long and low, looking for Sid White. He marks on that half-forward flank. Reels around on his right. He knows he's got Dan Madden in the goal square. Ball goes up. Ball spills free. Coming out to meet it is Griffith. Jed Corbett tries to gather the ball, but he's been pushed in the back, is it? And he'll get a free kick there. He's on a fair tight angle. Tight angle there in the forward pocket, the left forward pocket. He might elect to go for a drop front, or he's going to kick around the corner. He's going to kick around the corner, guy.
Looks like one of those ones that I despise.
And he's made a mess of it. Through for a behind. Not enough purchase on it.
Yeah, he's pretty good with the drop punt, normally. Line 16, 11, 107. Swans still stuck on that 2 solitary goals. 23 minutes gone.
Jack Ralston to bring this one in. Elects to go up the centre of the ground. Looking for Kuehl, but under it is Josh Walsh. He regathers, gets his hand pass forward. The ball spills free there. Coming out to meet it is Dan Foley. Good pressure there from Alessio. And the umpire call for a ball up. Richardson, Foley in the ruck. Been a good tussle. Coming through is Evans. Kicks this forward. Race for the ball here between Tom Quinn and Barter. But the ball's going to beat both of them and it's over the sidelines.
Once again, the sponsors there coming into play. Coolman Butchery, John Bance. We appreciate their sponsorship. Takes a lot to run a footy club.
As the siren goes to end that third term, the Lions have put on 4 goals, 5 for the quarter to the Griffith Swans no score.
The poor old Swans, they just couldn't buy a goal that term. That they had it in a little bit. Most opportunities they've had since the first quarter wasn't to be. The Lions are just too mean in defence. They're winning across the centre, winning around the grounds in the rucks, and once they get it up forward, they're just too tall, too powerful for the Swans. Swans are no match for them. We'll have a break, come back and see what can happen in the fourth term. Can the Swans lift just for the last quarter?
Yes, the Lions will be looking to continue on this last quarter. The percentage could be important. It's going to be a log jam with 6 or 7 sides that can play finals.
Yeah, Riley be wanting to be push his guys along, Andrew, as they prepare for Turvey Park next week at Mar Oval. He won't want any slacking off here this afternoon. So we'll have a drink and we'll bring you the last quarter. We're about to go in the last here at the Gammain Sports Ground. That sounds like the start of a race. Last race on the cards at Moonee Valley or somewhere. Well, the race is run here. The Lions are 16, 11, 107. The Swans are 2 solitary goals, 12 points.
And that supporter's in a race to get off the ground before the umpires bounce this ball up. He's got to get across to the far side of the ground, so the umpires are just waiting for him to get there.
You might have to get the lights on, Baz, before that happens.
He's going as fast as he can.
Yeah, well, I go about that speed, so I shouldn't talk. He
stopped to have a look to see if it was going to start, but yeah. It's a bit like that sports trainer in the AFL the other night. He got done his hamstring and he was sort of caught in traffic, couldn't get off the ground.
Oh, it gives us something to talk about. Ready now.
So the Lions with the advantage of a slight breeze now. As Richard goes up in the ruck and bursting through is Jack Reynolds. He kicks this one forward, looking for Dan Madden. The ball's rolled out over the sideline. And it'll be a throw-in.
Yeah, we got
near side forward pocket.
We got that Flynn design there for those. Get those. You want a new set of yards? Get those guys out there to design.
Ball's thrown in. Madden and Richards. Madden taps that back into the park of Braith Glen. He kicks this one high. It's going into the goal square. Has it gone the distance? No, it's through from behind.
It carried and carried and carried with the wind, but just about an inch to go, Andrew. That's about all that was left.
Yes, it just didn't quite make it. As Sam Foley brings this in for the Swans, goes wide to Rosengreen. He marks on that half-back flank. This one long and low, looking for Kuehl, but it's good mark there to Josh Walsh. He cuts that one off. Had a very good game last week. Josh Walsh in defence for the Lions. Experienced defender. Back to Tom Anderson. He goes backwards to Jack Sussay. Goes into Jack Reynolds in the middle of the ground. He swings around on one. He kicks his forward looking for Jed Corbett. Ball's gone over the top of his head there and gathered by Richards. Long hand pass to Jack Rouston. Gets his hands up, but he can't get the handball away. It's a good tackle by Lucas Hattie. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
He'll kick just inside the 50. Unload from about 48. Just a little bit of wind assistance for him. Should be able to make the distance from there. Young Lucas comes in, drops it. No, it's going to fall a little bit short. No, it's wavered away to the left. One behind.
Through from behind.
Lions 16-13, 109. The Swans 2 straight goals. 2 minutes gone.
Sam Foley brings this back in for the Swans, goes wide, and he finds young Hugh Crockett, takes a good mark out there on the half back flank for the Swans. It's a little hand pass then on to Ashcroft, but his kick is cut off there by Colby Hamlin to Dan Foley, who kicks to Aaron Proctor, who's unattended on that half-forward flank. He's calling for someone to come at him. He's too far from goal. He's going to have to go back and have a shot now.
Umpire bringing the Swans player up further on the mark. That'll make it a little bit tougher for Aaron. He's pushed into that pocket, far side of the ground. Runs around, opens up the face of the goal a little bit, drops short, fisted away, and it'll be a ball up 20 metres out from the Lions goal, southern end of the ground.
Madden and Richards the ruck. Richards taps that down. It comes into the path of Sam Foley, who just cops a little nudge to the head there, and he'll get the free kick. He's been going to the far side, but he's been forced to come this side now. Looks for Jack Rouston, takes the mark. Been called to play on. Tackled by Lucas Hattie again. Griffith attempt to clear this ball. Crockett kicks it off the ground there. Gathered by Nate Hamlin. He meets the tacklers hard. And the umpire's called for a ball up. Richards and Foley in the ruck. Richards taps it forward. Gabbed by Bennett. Gets a hand pass away to Evans. Back to Travascus. He's hemmed on the boundary line. Kicks it infield. Umpire's almost cleaned up there by Zach Burhop. He regathers. Kicks this one long and high. Looking for Dan Madden there. He's got the back position. Goes through his hands. Good tackle there on Ashcroft by Jed Corbett. And he'll be awarded with a free kick. 30 metres out. Directly in front.
Yeah, the umpire deemed that the Swans player there had time.
He took a couple of steps, didn't he?
Yes, he was looking to evade when he should have been looking to get rid of it quicker. Once again, it's easy from up here. Jed Corbett looking to add to his tally. 15 metres out, directly in front. Makes no mistake.
6 goals, 3. Similar contribution to Dan Foley's, who's kicked 6 goals, 3.
The Lions are 17-13, 115. The Swans still can't get off that 2 solitary goals. There's 5 minutes gone. The end can't come quick enough for the Swans. Long way home to Griffith tonight, Andrew, for them.
Yes, unfortunately, just have to keep soldiering on there. They've got some good juniors. Got good numbers in their juniors. They can just keep them together.
Hopefully they duck up to the club and have a couple of drinks just to break the journey up a little bit. Perhaps a meal.
Dan Foley and Richards in the ruck. Richards gets high. Dan Foley taps it back. Anderson to land, and this ball's going high. Clash of tall timber down there for the Lions as Aaron Proctor tries to kick this one off the ground, and it's through from behind. Ashcroft brings it in quickly, goes wide, looking for Rosengreen. It's gone over his head. He tries to keep it in play, gets a hand pass away. And the umpire will call for a throw-in. It was just over the sideline. front of the game main hotel. Richards and Foley in the ruck. Richards taps it to himself. Gets a clearing kick away. Front position there by Bennett, but the ball hits the ground. Coming through is Seb Hamlin, and the umpire calls for a ball up. A stalemate on that far wing. Charging through there is Cunel, but it comes back to Griffith. Goes out to Alessio. Back to Bennett. Gets this on his boot. Good mark to Alessio there in front of the score. What he sends is high. Forward entry here by the Griffith Swans as two Lions players fly for the ball, and the ball's gone over the back into the arms of Griffith opponent, and they've scored. I think that goes to Barter there.
Well, that's that goal that we've been searching for since quarter time, Andrew, to break the drought for the Swans.
Yep.
The Lions 17-14, 1-16. The Swans have moved to 3 goals now, 18. 7.5 minutes gone. Can they grab another one? Can that give them a lift? I'm trying my hardest for them.
May give them a little bit of confidence. It was a crucial mistake there by the two Lions defenders. They both went for the ball. Dan Foley in the ruck, up against Richards. Butterfield, Proctor and Nate Hamlin in on the ball as Richards taps this forward into the path for Javaskis. It's a hand pass back to Jack Rouston. The ball goes forward. Under it is Evans. He gathers, ducks under one tackle, tries to get a hand pass away, looking for Bennett. He gathers onto his brother. Coming out to meet it is Charlie Smith. He's wrapped up in a tackle there by Nathan Richards, and the umpire called for a ball up.
Was looking good there for the Swans for a minute, but play broke down.
Richards front position, the ball's on the ground there. He taps it out. Garrett there is Shannon Butterfield on Bennett there, and the umpire called for a ball up. Richard kicks that one out of the air. It goes forward, looking for DeMamel. Comes back to Bennett. Kicks one, looking for Cunel. Ball goes through his hand. Charging through is Josh Walsh. He gathers, gets a hand pass to Jack Sussay. Can chip it a little one over the top and finds Butterfield. He's got runners, but he's held up. Go into the centre of the ground on his left. Finds Nate Hamlin. Sends this one long, looking for Dan Madden, but it's going to go through his hands and out over the sideline. Be a throw in. Richard comes down to take the ruck. He's tried hard all day. Soldiered most of the ruck duties. As Madden and Richards in the ruck, the ball goes over the back. Gathered by Charlie Smith, but the umpires found a 3 kick there to Jack Rouston. He goes wide, finds Rosengreen. Clearing kick away here, but it's numbers there with the Lions to Seb Hamlin. Breaks one tackle, gets a hand pass over the top to Dan Madden. Back to Seb Hamlin. He can send this in on his left foot long and low, but spoiled there by Rosengreen, and it's out over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Once again, ball in there, right in front of the Romanos, those sponsorship, the new sponsors of the Lions this year from Wagga, Romano's Hotel, Wagga Wagga.
Madden in the ruck, taps that down. Coming through is Braith Gain. Tackle there from Shannon Butterfield, but the umpire calls for a ball up. Richard reads this better, taps it forward into the path of Bennett. It's a hand pass to Jack Rouston on to Sam Foley. Goes back inside looking for Kyle Bennett. He's wrapped up in a tackle, gets his hand pass away, and it's held up there on the half forward flank of the Lions.
Lions not letting up, even though the game is well and truly theirs. They're Still fighting it.
Richards taps that down. Good tackle by Jesse Lander on his Griffith opponent. The umpire calls for another ball up. Richards and Madden in the ruck. Richards gathers the ball, gets his hand pass away. Ball's on the ground there. Players diving on it. Clearing kick here by Griffith. Gathered by Colby Hamlin. Back to Jack Sussay. Dodges around one. Chips a little one forward for Seb Hamlin. Goes to swing on his left. Dodges around one. Back on his left. Sends this long and low. Looking for Dan Foley. Coming out to meet him is Ashcroft. Almost marked there by Rosengreen. Back to Sam Foley. The Griffith Swans are dour in defence here in this last quarter. The Lions have only kicked the one goal for the quarter as they clear it out to that far side once again. Gathered by Agnew. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Breaking clear is Bennett. Comes back inside looking for Jack Rowston. The ball's at his feet. He gathers. Going to kick one short. Race for the ball here by Blair Walsh. He gathers. Swing around on his right. Chips one forward looking for Dan Foley's. Protecting the space. Pushing across is Jack Rowston. Gets a hand pass over the top there to Archie Ray. Back inside. Pressure here from the Lions. Tackle by Riley Corbett on Archie Ray. Ball breaks free. And it's a mark to Evans on the half forward flank. He goes to send this forward for the Swans, but it's straight into the arms of Dan Madden. Umpire's paid the mark. He's held on to it enough, he said. No, he's going to ask for a ball up. He'll take it off him. Madden and Leslie on the ruck. Grabbed out of the ruck by Madden. He kicks this high. Under it is Rowston and Sid White, but it's a good mark to Rowston. Hand passes back into the centre of the ground to Foley. He's under pressure. Tries to dodge around Jesse Lander. Kicks forward. Finds Bennett. Kicks one over the top. Finds Kyle Bennett. Hand pass back to Jack Rowston. Swans desperate to get another goal here. He kicks this one forward. Almost marked by Colby Hamlin. Through his hands. Numbers here for the Swans. Colby Hamlin gathers. Gets a hand pass forward. Looking for his brother in Seb. On to Braith Gain. He can kick into space on the forward line. Race for the ball here. Charlie Smith and Dan Foley out to meet it is Ashcroft. Sends this one back forward inside. Looking for Bennett. Finds him on the wing. Can go into the centre of the ground. Numbers here for the Swans. Looking for Richards. It goes over his head. It's marked by Archie Ray. Plays on quickly. Looking for Shepherd. Swans all the run here at the moment. He kicks this one forward. Looking for Tom Quinn in defence there. Spoils over the back and it's forced out of bounds. He was looking for Spencer and it'll be a throw in.
Swans desperate to get their fourth major with nearly 15 minutes gone. Last term here at the Den.
Gathered out of the ruck there by Spencer. Kicks forward. It's through from behind.
Offline on that occasion. A little bit different to the scoreboard. I make it 17-14, 116. The Swans 3-1-19. Won't matter.
Jack Sussay brings this in and finds Seb Hamlin. He plays on that far half-back flank, takes one bounce, two bounces. He's got Sid White long. He finds Braith Gain. He can chip a little one short there to Sid White. Runs around one, takes a bounce. Can kick this long, looking for Aaron Proctor over the back. It's a beautiful kick and he can run into an open goal.
Well, the man that's usually in and under Andrew was on his own in the goal square.
Yes, read it beautifully. It was a good penetrating kick from Braith Gain to set that one up.
Used the breeze beautifully.
Got a Griffith
player
down on that far side. In a bit of pain, knee. Tried to make that tackle on Braith Gain. Couldn't make it.
Player might be held up here for a minute while this player is assessed. Ben's waiting with the stretcher in case it's needed.
It's the second time he's ran the stretcher out today. He got all the way over there and they said they didn't need it.
Might happen again.
It looks like it. They're helping him to his feet. Telling him to go back. They don't need it.
He's going to
Young
go
Rosengren it is.
going straight over the boundary, I think. He's looked to be clutching his shoulder, I
yeah,
think, Andrew.
he sort of lunged at Rafe Gain there and he might have popped his shoulder.
Well, we won't see that Swans player take any further part in the game. Play set to restart in the centre. Lions 122, Swans 19, 16 minutes.
Back to the centre of the ground, Richards and Madden. Richards taps that down, gathered by Shepherd, gets a hand pass away, back to Tom Anderson. Jesse Lander makes a big tackle there, and it's deemed to be over the shoulder on Travascus. He'll get the free kick. Centre of the ground. He's held up. Kick is smothered. Gathered by Jake Underwood there. He can't pick it up. Tom Anderson ducks ahead and comes through. Gathers. Hand pass to Charlie Smith. Gets his hand pass forward, but it's into the path of Charlie Serafin. Griffith go forward there. Shepherd's marked at half forward. Goes back to take his kick. Kicks this high, looking for Spencer. Ball goes over the back. Coming through is Lucas Hattie. Ball's on the ground there. Griffith quite prepared to bottle it up, and it'll be a ball up. 20 metres out from goal. Can the Swans get another one? Richards is down there, tries to grab it out of the ruck. Coming through is Tom Anderson. Gets his kick away. This is kicked high. Sitting under it is Lucas Hattie. Takes a good juggling mark. Kicks this one forward, looking for Jack Reynolds. He marks inside the centre of the ground. Kicks one back, looking for Jed Corbett, but it doesn't hit its target. Gets a hand pass off to Jack Reynolds. Back to Lucas Hattie. Gets a boot to ball, but in front here is Jack Rouse, and he marks in front of Aaron Proctor. Lions have just slowed a bit here. Jed Corbett cuts that one off. He marks in front of Bennett.
They might be put off from that music from the hill, Andrew.
Yes, it's pounding away there. Guys, he kicks forward. The ball doesn't hit its target. Charlie Smith gathers. Grabbed by Jack Sussay. Gets a handball inside to Zach Burhop. Kicks one around the corner on his right. And Sid White's got positioning there, but it's gone through his hands. And the ball's tapped out of bounds. It'll be a throw in.
Almost had too much backspin on it there for Sid White to gather, I think.
Yes. There's a check side kick.
Danger here for the Swans as Lions attack.
Big throw in by the boundary umpire. So big it's gone way over the back as Dan Foley taps it down to Tom Anderson. Kicks around Corbett, around corner, sitting under this one is Jed Corbett. He marked unopposed. He's 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, vision and voice there, I'd say, Andrew. Tom Anderson, he must have been able to hear Jed. He spotted him up. No trouble at all.
There's 3 or 4 he could have kicked to then, yeah. They're all free.
Jed can add to that tally if he's successful here with that drop punt.
It's drifted to the left. For a behind, 6 goals for. Rouston to bring this in once again for the Swans. He kicks long and low. But the ball's on the ground there. Coming through is Bennett. Kicks this one forward in defence. Coming out to meet it is Tom Quinn. It's a ball that hits the ground, but he regathers, gets his hand pass forward to Zach Burhop, goes through his feet. He dives on the ball, taps one to Jack Reynolds, gets one out to Shannon Butterfield. He can kick to Dan Foley over the top, but coming across to meet it is Ashcroft. He takes the mark in that back pocket for the Swans.
21 minutes gone now here at the Den.
He goes up the centre of the ground, finds Sam Foley at centre half back. He's going to have to kick long and wide. He's gone up the centre of the ground. Under this is Burhop. He spoils. Comes into the path of Josh Walsh. Back to Seb Hamlin. Comes back to Zach Burhop. The Lions leaving ground, but that kicks missed his target. Bennett on to Shepherd. He can kick this forward. Good spoil there by Tom Quinn on Evans. Keeps front position. And the umpire calls for a ball up. Good desperation there by Tom Quinn. Got back to cut that one off.
Yeah, he doesn't want his opponent to score late against him.
Madden and Barter's in the ruck. Comes back to Jack Sussay. On to Burhop. Kicks this forward. Jed Corbett's under this one. Marks over the top. Quick hands on to Tom Anderson. He sends this one long forward looking for Dan Foley, but it's marked by Ashcroft. He plays on. Comes to Cunell, then to Crockett. He can clear for the Swans. Goes wide. Cut off by Lucas Hattie. He tries to gather. He's bumped off the ball there by Bennett. Agnew that was. He goes backwards to Sam Foley. He gathers. He's cornered there by Lander. Swans are weaving and diving. Back to Foley. Comes into the centre of the ground looking for Browning. He marks. Jed Corbett's cut this one off. He can run into an open goal. And he's kicked his 7th.
Dribbles it through nicely.
Those long arms reached out, and an interception there for the Lions. And gets his 7th goal.
The Lions 19-15, 129. The Swans 3-1-19. 23 minutes gone now.
Back to the centre of the ground. Richards and Madden in the ruck. Madden high. The ball bounces on the ground. Gathered by Richards. Clearing kick out of the centre, but into the path of Jake Underwood. He marks. He can play on. Sends this long and low, looking forward. Shannon Butterfield marks. He can chip this one, looking for Dan Foley, but it's going to go out over the sideline for a throw in that pocket. Ball thrown in. Young Crockett and Dan Foley in the ruck. Dan Foley tries to grab it out the back. Gets a hand pass to Nate Hamlin. He's on his left. Has a shot at goal. And it's through from behind.
Lions just losing a little bit of accuracy late here.
Yes, it hasn't been a dominant quarter. Both sides fatigue starting to set in as ball's kicked over the top there to Browning. The umpire's called for 50 metres. As Dan throws his hands in the air, he was on the mark. Comes to the centre of the ground. Browning with the ball.
Will this be Griffith's last foray into their forward line?
As Sam Foley marks just shy of centre half forward. Goes wide, coming out to meet it is Jack Reynolds. He marks in front of Spencer. Finds Charlie Smith on a short lead. Still at half-back for the Lions. He finds Tom Anderson. He can play on. There's a little hand pass to Jack Reynolds. He tries to kick low, but it's cut off by Rouston. He chip one over the top to Spencer. Gets a hand pass on to Travascus. He swings around on his right. Goes through the hands of Alessio. DeMamel, that is. Over the back, and it's gathered by Seb Hamlin. Chips a short one to Jack Sussay. Goes down the wing. Finds Nate Hamlin. He's looking for Sid White. He marks on that far wing. He can chip one over the top as the siren goes to end the game here at the Gammain Sports Ground. It's a good victory to the Lions.
Comprehensive victory, Andrew. Yep.
I had the goal kickers. I had Jed Corbett with 7, Dan Foley with 6, 2 to Braith Gain, and 1 each to Tom Anderson, Nate Hamlin, Dan Madden, and Aaron Proctor.
He'll just state the obvious, Andrew. The line's just superior, really. Every line, really. Just powerful in the ruck, the centre and the forward line, obviously. Some work to do for Griffith to go from here.
Yeah, some good contributors out there today. Dan Foley in the ruck and up forward. Jed Corbett kicking 7 up forward. Was dangerous. Tom Anderson, Jack Reynolds, very good in the back line. Jack Sussay, Seb Hamlin.
Yep, contributors all round, really. Like it's.
And on the Griffith side of the ledger, no one tried harder than Jack Rouston and Nathan Richards. Dean Bennett for the Swans. They just needed a few more troops there, a little bit more experience. They're a young side as well. They're on a learning curve. Haven't been able to pick up that many recruits.
It just looked like, Andrew, it just looked like the Lions, they've been buoyed by that win at Robertson Oval last week. And they've just come here today with that. I know they're not playing anywhere near the opposition of the Tigers here today, but they were up and about early. A couple of little fades, but the Swans weren't good enough to score against them, and then they put their foot on the gas again, off again. Riley be pleased about that, and now they've got a week of preparation to line up against the Bulldogs at Mar Oval.
Yes, that'll be a tough game. The Bulldogs just picked up Brady Morton, and yeah, another one of those sides that'll be pushing to stay in the 5. Had the bye this week, so they'll be coming off a bye, and it'll be a big challenge for the Lions at Mar Oval.
So the challenge for the Lions will be at Mar Oval, and then we'll be at home to Collingully on the Sunday the 17th. So we'll look forward to bringing you that game and see what happens between now and then. Thank you very much, Baz and Tammy. And thank you, Andrew, for the call.
Thank you, Guy, Tammy, and Baz.